Welcome to Pod Return to the Waking Sands. We are a Final Fantasy XIV companion podcast where we explore the lore and story of Hydaelyn and beyond. My name is Jen, and I'm joined by my co-host and researcher.
I'm Levi.
Sup, Levi.
Sup, Jen. Is that Jen is lacking in limes.
And lemons.
And lemons. And citrus.
And oranges. Yeah,
Jen
citrus
has
in general,
scurvy,
yes.
bad news.
Scurvy. Yeah, I tried to make a cocktail and there was no citrus in this house. And for those of you mixologists out there, you understand what a handicap that is. But we make do.
This is the worst thing I've ever done, is not have ready-made cocktail ingredients for Jen.
Ready-made cocktail. Have a lime or a lemon or an orange sometimes. It's not too much to ask. IMO.
Just graham cracker and marshmallow and chocolate. No big deal.
Can't make cocktails out of those. Actually, you can. Oh my god, like a graham cracker rim.
I almost guarantee that's been done.
Oh, 100%. Like I've had it. Yeah, but I'm saying like that would be good. See, that's useful. But you just it's the you gotta have the acid, man. So I just cobbled together something that turned out pretty okay.
And Jen is very pleased with herself and
yes,
very mad at me.
I'm very self-satisfied right now.
Yes.
Yeah,
well,
I Frankenstein that shit.
Tough times over here. Anyway, today we are back to the MSQ.
The MSQ.
Or rather, we are continuing on the MSQ.
We back on it.
We are playing up to the quest, A General Summons. As a note before we get going today, this episode we are wrapping up the Churning Mists, so we are primarily closing out side quests.
Basically, yeah. It's like 60-40 side quest MSQ.
What happened last time, Jen?
Last time we finally had our parley with Hraesvelgr. We got up to Zenith, we blew our little horn, he came down and ruined all of our hopes and dreams. And Izel, most of all. And Estinian took it like a champ, and now he's off to kill Nidhogg, and he's super stoked about it.
And we're going with him.
Yeah, that's where we're going next.
What else we gonna do?
Nope, that's it. Estinian was like, if your talk with Hraesvelgr doesn't work, which it didn't, I get to kill Nidhogg. So that's what we're doing.
I get to pick where we're going out to eat next time.
Oh no, the McDonald's is closed. Guess we're going to fucking Arby's.
Having left Izel behind, we, Alphino, and Estinian head northeast in search of Nidhogg's lair, and end up on a ruined structure called the Monstery. A chunky, fortress-like structure that looks very Ishgardian, except for the dragon statues that adorn it.
Yeah, can you imagine walking around Ishgard and seeing a dragon statue?
I can, because it's like here.
Blasphemous.
The encyclopedia says that the Moogles insist this place is called the Monstery, though the building appears identical to a cloister. Jen, I don't know what a monstery is, but if it's like an airy, this place is not especially monster dense. There's like some dragonflies and some sprites around here.
It's enough to make Moogles, shaking their boots.
There are far less
why they would call
tame
it
places here, including like right outside fucking Hraesvelgr's doorstep. There's more dragons and monstrous
the Moogles
things.
Can't go anywhere. They're just they're trapped unless they're in Mogholm and Assa. That even if they're in Assa, they're still trapped because they're surrounded by dragons.
More on
that's
that
one of the side
later.
Two of the side quests.
Yes.
But yeah.
So anyway, we're at the Monstery and we check in with Estinian, who is surveying the real feature here.
Well.
Yes, Jen? Do you have a comment?
On our way, we must traverse the Churning Mists in search of the Airy, which I find a really stupid excuse. Walk along the Churning Mists, look around for the Airy, fight dragons along the way. I'm like, didn't we do this on the way in?
The reason I skipped this, Jen, is that we have one dragon fight pit stop between...
No, there's like 3, dude.
There's like 3 dragons in one location.
No. There's 3 pit stops, but there's like 1 in the first, 2 in the second, and 3 in the third.
Really?
Yeah.
I wonder if I did that accidentally when I was doing side quests last time, because
Maybe.
I had
Maybe,
one...
actually, yeah.
That's likely. Okay,
Yeah.
well, I stand corrected there.
Yeah, so you probably thought, like, oh, this is just like a Moogle circle,
dragon
purple
battle.
circle of doom, yes.
That seems likely.
So, we wind our way across the treacherous pathways and rubble-encrusted landscapes of the Turning Mist. I wanted to use the term rubble-encrusted.
I see.
Because I thought that was very evocative. But anyway, we find Estinian at the edge of this landmass, and he's staring upward. And Alfino goes and he looks up and he's like, "Is that it?" And Estinian says, "Yes, that is it." Do you notice how angry it is?
Jen, that is not how Alfino sounds.
No, that's not what he said.
And I know, because this is a voiced scene despite being like 2 lines long.
"Is that it?" No, he says, "Is that it?"
Estinian notes that Nidhogg has warded his domain with tempestuous winds. Well, no problem, says Alfino. Garuda used just such a barrier, and we took care of that with the aid of Sid Garland. So maybe it's time to pay him a visit.
Yeah, so the Aerie, it's been visible this whole time. And it seems pretty obvious in hindsight, like, oh, this must be where Nidhogg lives, because it's literally like the aesthetic opposite of where Hraesvelgr lives.
Being dark purpley
it's this,
and
roiling,
ruin-studded.
Angry combobulation of broken bits of structure and lightning and storms.
Estinian says, "Sure, I got no better idea, so I'll stay here and watch this place."
No, Estinian is like, I'll stay here. And Alfino is like, please don't go up there and kill him while we're gone. Or try to kill him while we're gone. Can you just keep it in your pants for a little bit?
You said that like you were correcting me, but I was just about to say that, Jen.
Okay. Also, when Alfino says that, we've previously encountered a home base, a realm, like what's a term for a small realm?
There are many terms for a small realm.
So like where Garuda lives, or where the Howling Eye. What would we call that? Like her.
I'd call it a domain, perhaps.
Sure, perfect. Yes, domain. So we've encountered a domain protected by a wind barrier before, and we did some science and we did some engineering and we totally busted through that thing. And as soon as Alfino says that, like, yeah, we did this before, Estinian gets this big grin on his face. He says nothing. He's just like, yeah. He's so juiced up for this. So anyway.
Well, Jen has milked these 2 lines for all they're worth.
Look, not a lot of MSQ today. So, and also this was very entertaining for me to watch Estinian just barely contain
in
his joy.
sicko mode.
Yeah.
We're gonna fight that fucking dragon.
Yes.
With that, we are on our way. Sid should still be in Ishgard thanks to his airship repair contract, but we don't know exactly where. And it's a big city and a big territory, except when it's not machinist. Let's patrol the entire Foundation in 5 minutes.
Sure. Yeah, no problem.
Alfino reasons that our best source of info on the fly is a monolane. That kid keeps up with all the rumors, and a foreign engineer is likely a juicy topic. Or as Honorwa puts it, when it comes to exchanging information of uncertain origin, Lord Amonalane is something of a prodigy.
Well, at least he's good at something, besides being a little creeper.
We track him down in Fortomp Manor, and Amonalane does indeed know of the Sid gossip, which is that the airship restoration project is not going especially well. And the best place to find Ironworks employees, including Sid, is the airship landing. They pass to and from there on the way
to Camp Cloudtop.
And from the Sea of Clouds all the time.
So, when we first went to Camp Cloudtop, and that's where we're like, oh, what's up, Sid? What the fuck are you doing here? And when he swooped in very, very timely and rescued us all from the wrath of the Vanu.
I recall Jin very well.
Great. And so the Holy See has their, massive flagship parked there. And it's doing nothing because it's broken all the time. So Sid and his team have been hired to fix it. And that's all they've been doing. And then they're going back and forth between that and Ishgard and the manufactory and blah, 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 blah. And the word around the tavern is like, yeah, what you said.
What is...
I feel like, I don't know. It felt wanting.
What the fuck?
I'm sorry. Well, also Alfino was like, I bet Sir Emmerich knows. We're walking through Alfino's thought process, right? And also, the listener is probably going like, oh, Sir Emmerich would know. You guys are buddies with Sir Emmerich, right? I'm like, yeah, technically, but he's a very busy man, and we're not going to get an audience with 15 minutes notice. Well, also, Manolane calls us old girl again, and I don't know how I feel about that.
Jen, would you like to carry us forward versus like retreading my ground?
I don't know, for some reason, because this chunk of MSQ was so short, I felt like I had a lot more freedom to get flowery with my notes.
Well, I'm giving you free reign here, Jen, so please take over.
Okay, hopefully it's still good from here on. So, all right, so we go to the airship landing, and Sid and Biggs and Wedge are chilling there. We exchange hellos, and Sid can see that we are on a mission. So we tell him about the Aerie and the wind barrier that Nidhogg has conjured. And sure, the Enterprise could get us there, but the maneuverability of his already very agile ship does not compare to that of the Dravanians. And if they ever thought, the Dravanians ever thought to spew fire on the riggings, then we're dead in the water, or rather the air. And Alfino, he doesn't want to hear all the reasons why we can't. And Sid is like, calm down. I never said it was impossible, just that it's impossible for the Enterprise. So he turns to Biggs and Wedge and says, I think it's time to put your new toy to a proper field test. And that makes them very excited. So we follow them back to the manufactory. We walk in.
Feast your eyes upon our latest and greatest feat of engineering. We call it a mana cutter.
After you put down Gaius, Wedge and me struck out on our own for a bit and started work on the successor to the tiny Bronco.
Impressive little thing, isn't she? My talent for ship design has plainly rubbed off on them.
This is a svelte little minx of an airship.
It's a go-kart in airship form.
Like I said, a svelte little minx of an airship. And Biggs and Wedge have been tinkering with this.
Jen, is the mana cutter turning you on?
Maybe. It's giving me some tingles. Like it's giving Biggs and Wedge some tingles.
It's
all right,
true.
The tingles abound in this moment. So they've been tinkering with this in between their work on the Holy Sea's problematic airship. And Sid explains the genius behind their design, and he's like, this is a bummer because I didn't think of it. So they designed an etheric converter that's using the corrupted crystal technology that we utilized when we fought Garuda. And this takes the surrounding ether and turns it into elemental wind, which is then harnessed by the sails and provides propulsion and lift and all that. I mean, these guys in the Ixal really need to get together. So all of this is very cool, and Sid's very impressed, and they're all very proud of this work. But then we cut to Wedge's little baby scallion head and the teensiest weensiest little potato pout. It's so cute. I almost took a screenshot. Look at this little pout. The bad news is the conversion rate on this thing is piss poor. For the thing to actually function, you need to be in an area replete with wind-aspected ether. So, it works in some areas and is absolutely useless in most others. It's kind of a deal breaker. So,
Jen, this, I believe, is a nod to the fact that at this time in the original release, you could not fly in a Realm Reborn zones. Now you can fly almost everywhere.
Oh my god, that's actually brilliant. That's brilliant. To explain away why we can't do that. Love that. That's one of the little lore bits that tries to explain some of the bullshit mechanics.
Yeah.
That actually kind of works, frankly. From the mouths of the engineers who actually build the airships. But just then, someone bursts through the doors of the Sky Steel manufactory. I did not expect this, because I also didn't remember it, so I didn't expect it, and it's fucking Tataru.
So I knew this was coming at some point soon. I had a feeling that we had not had some bullshit for a while.
Yeah.
Not Tataru's not bullshit. The stuff she brings is
correct.
Going to be
We're
more
getting pulled back into the quagmire
of a Realm Reborn.
That is a Realm Reborn. So it's Tataru. She bursts through the door. She's panting. I've been running around all of Ishgard looking for you people.
Should have asked Monolane.
Right? No. I understand why she would want to talk to him first. Though, Amon Lane, he's getting all of his intel from the tavern, and Tataru basically lives there. So
what's her excuse?
We've been gone for a while. We've been in the turning. We've been through this
I
whole
heard
mission.
the Warrior of Light and
Alfino have returned.
Yeah.
Have returned.
I heard they were loitering by the airship dock.
Oh, God, right? If you're going to loiter, do it there. Wedge is like, what has happened? And there's news about the Sultana. Well, fuck. So hearing this, Sid encourages us to follow Tataru back to Ul'dah. And in the meantime, they're going to stay with the Monocutter and figure out how to make it work.
So, when we need time to pass in Ishgard, it's time for some more A Realm Reborn postscript. This is going to be a whole thing. We're going to go and meet up with Raoban at the Waking Sands, but that will be for later.
Yeah, we're cutting that off now, and
It'll be a whole thing, and after that whole thing, we're going to get some real MSQ excitement going on.
Real MSQ, quote unquote.
We'll take advantage of the lull to 1, wrap up the Churning Mists, and 2, spoiler, but take a break for a job quest next time before things get real.
Yeah, it's been a minute. We're going to do some Disciple of the Hand something.
But first, Jen, we're not signing off yet. It's time for some side quest roundup.
Pew, pew, pew.
Now that we have finished the zone, the whole batch of side quests just appears out of nowhere. We get side quests all across the zone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we got Ether Current quests. We got other quests.
Yeah, and they're all from Moogles.
Every single one of them. I mean, there's no one else living here. It's not like we're going to get a side quest from Grace Velger.
I mean, we could. The Moogles do, apparently.
The Moogles do.
But we don't.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, so we are going to head back to the Churning Mists, and we're going to start off back in Mogholm. The first side quest is from Magomo, who wants his own Kupo Nut side hustle. The upper layers of Mogholm get plenty of sun. If we can track down some top-quality trees for his garden, he can get some top-quality Kupo nuts growing. So we do some rock climbing to find his tree hookup. This was a bit hard, actually, Jen. This took some jumping around to find the right ledge to get up
and
there.
that's a lot of this area, actually. The pathways aren't always what you need to utilize.
Yeah, the problem is, though, that the game has signaled in the past that you cannot climb this shit. There'll be invisible barriers.
Oh, totally. You're
but now it's fair game.
Yes. And that's actually kind of why traversing this whole landscape feels kind of satisfying for me.
Yeah.
Because you find a rock or a slope with just the right angle. You're like, oh, I could stick to that.
So unlike the Dravanian Forelands, the Churning Mist is pretty good for platforming, except for the safety rails all around the Mogholm pit, which are still BS.
That is BS.
So at one point, Jen, I was up on top and I had to go down to the Aetheryte to turn my quest in.
Yeah.
And I was looking at it. There's a drop off and then the Aetheryte and there's my turn in and I could not get down. So I teleported 5 feet.
Stupid.
But Jen, I did find a shortcut into Mogholm from the top. There is one little nook that does not have the invisible safety rail that you can jump down without flight.
Well, at least that's a shortcut.
At least I found that.
Yeah.
It's not convenient, but it exists. So Magomo wants to have his own Kupo Nut crop. He's going to do some Kupo Nut homesteading.
Well, he's going to grow. Well, he's the gardener, right?
He is not the gardener. He is the aspiring gardener. So we climb up.
Is this the guy that we give the black loam to?
The guy we're going to see, yes. So Jen, if you will hold your Kupo nuts.
Okay, sorry.
We climb to the top and we find this very verdant garden further up on top of Mogholm, past the initial place that we met Moglio back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And there are numerous little squat shrubby trees that are the Kupo Nut trees. Honestly, they're very mundane looking. They're kind of like bonsai trees.
Yeah.
They don't feel like Moogle gold pots.
I mean, to a Moogle, these are.
Sure, but they don't look like they are the lifeblood of Moogles. They should be more fanciful IMO.
I wish they were. Those amazing trees with the swollen trunks that glow from within and the surround. That's magical and awesome. That seems worthy of a Moogle society supporting piece of agriculture.
Yes. So Kupo trees aside, there is tons of cool shit up here. We have these little rings of standing stones, and also there are these either chimneys or ovens or incense
it's like
burners.
a chimenea that's like putting out like beautiful pink and green smoke.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
But these are little stacked rock clusters that are mortared together, and they have these Moogle head-esque sculptures on top of them.
Yeah.
And the smoke pours from the ears of the Moogle. It's very cute.
They're very cute. I'm wondering if they're like it's some kind of ward.
If
like
there were...
it's icky to dragons.
That could be, honestly, that could be like an anti-dragon smoke.
Because there's nothing flying around
What
up here
bothers
except
me, though,
Moogles.
is that there's only one ear that smokes. The other one is empty. You got 2 ears on this thing. They should both be smoking. Anyway, so we find our gardener up top. Their name is Mogzia, and they're in a garden of these rocks and Kupo nut trees. And in a surprisingly generous move, unheard of in Moogle kind, this guy says we can pick as many Kupo nuts as we like.
Yeah, we're cool.
Magomo's been a good friend, so he can have all he wants. He only wants 5, but he says, go crazy. Have them all.
Sick. These things look like fat purple avocados. They look real yummy.
Hey, Jen.
What's up?
Would you say that Mogzia is giving out free Kupo nuts? Jen is acting like I'm trapping her, which is correct. Jen does not know the meme because
Nailed it.
Jen has not done the quest line, but she will soonish, and then she'll know.
Giving out free coupons?
If you know, you know. If not, then stay tuned.
Oh my god. I have no idea where you're going with this. It's annoying.
Good. At any rate, we take our free Kupo nuts and we bring them downstairs back to Magomo, and he is pumped. He couldn't have picked firmer nuts himself. And he explains his big plans. Direct quote, Jen. One day, people from the surface will visit, bringing tools and sundries he can barely imagine. And on that day, he'll show them his glorious nuts, Kupo nuts, Jen. And they'll have no choice but to trade for his superior product.
Very good. Yes. And I feel like Moogles don't have nuts. They probably have just like cloacas.
They have so many nuts, Jen. This guy has 5 now. Thank you.
And that 5 will yield who knows how many, you know? He's very excited about the prospect of trade with people from the surface.
Knowing Moogles, he might just eat them in like a Kupo nut frenzy and be out of luck, but Godspeed, Magomo.
Right. You know, your intentions are pure.
But Jen,
I'm just going to get Kupo nut drunk.
The tools are actually a hot commodity up here in Modcombe.
They're obsessed with tools.
We have another quest where we have to go on a scavenger hunt to gather tools from the Landlord's Colony, which is the name for the former Elozin colony up here in the Churning Mists from way back in the day.
Way back in the day, yeah. And this is, so I got the nut job the actual name of the quest, nut job. The nut job quest I got after I got the Unceasing Gardener quest, which was to deliver the black loam to Magomo.
Yep.
And then I turned that in and Magomo's like, oh, you know what I'm using this for? I'm going to start a Kupo nut garden. Yeah. So that's like a twofer.
Got it.
Okay. Let's see. There's a handful of quests that are like, who cares?
There is one.
There's the hide and seek one.
I like that one because it's called Hide Your Moogles.
Hide your Moogles.
Hide your Moogles, Jen. And the quest giver is the worst guy at hide and seek ever. You can see the hidees from where he's flying.
So the Moogles
direct
are
line of sight.
Ridiculous, and they're mostly lazy.
Yes, and yes.
So that checks out. But yeah, literally all he had to do was like turn around and, I don't know, rotate his head 90 degrees, and they're literally just standing there.
Yes.
Like one of them had the genius hiding spot of just sitting between 2 columns. Just open air columns. If you look at me in the exact correct latitude, you won't be able to see me, but the 359 other degrees, there I am.
And then there's a later hide and seek quest. This one, though, has stakes because a Moogle light party has been dispersed by dragons.
Oh, this is really cute.
Yeah, and you have to go find them. This is where you have to do the platforming to track down the Moogles.
That was fun.
Yep.
That's some serious like hide and seek for the player.
Yes.
Because it's not. Oh, and then the other one where you're looking for the tools also. I was like, where the fuck are these things?
That one is good. So,
yeah. I got to a high point, or so I thought.
Uh-huh.
And I'm looking around for the little sparklies, right? That shows me where the thing I need to find is. And I had no luck. I'm like, okay.
I like the tool finding quest because it makes you actually go in the structures,
Yes.
and the tall structure has a tool on the tippy top.
Yeah, I walked in there. I'm like, oh, there's a door here. Oh, there are staircases
And
here.
they keep going.
They keep going, and behold, at the very top, there is a tool. It wasn't me. It was an
Oh my
actual...
God. Good job, Jen. Way to head off.
I saw it coming. Don't you fucking say it. I'm going to say it. I went up that whole thing, and I'm like, if there isn't a tool at the very top of this, I will be extraordinarily disappointed. When I walked into the bottom and the little door, and I was like, oh, there's like an inside. And I thought I was going to find the tool in there, and I was like, but then I saw the stairs. I'm like, ooh. So that was an emotional roller coaster.
All right, Jen, any other small-time side quest to discuss?
Let's see. No, I mean, we've got some, the Were Dragons Tread. There's a Moogle that's very, very upset that the dragons do not respect the flowers, and they just kind of get angry, and they tromp around.
That's the one I did last time.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Got it. So that's like, go kill some dragons. Got it. There's Mogmont. He's the one who kind of stands guard in front of a saw. And he's like, where are my relief Moogles to stand guard? And then we go find them. And then he's got 2 quests. And then the second one was, hey, we've got some dragons. We got the Sky Lords to the north, and we got the Moss Dragons to the south, and they keep fighting, and it's annoying. So kill a couple of them. So we do that.
All right. Seems like we have run out of the filler side quests. So now on to the main event.
So
Jen, who's that Moogle?
Magio! It's our little buddy. He's still just really doing the Lord's work here. Not a lot as in the way of like brawn, like pure strength or martial prowess, but gosh darn it, he's got moxie and courage. Frankly, he's just like going headlong into these situations and is
doing it
inches away from death much of the time. But he's doing it. He's fucking doing it. So this is a quote unquote nutty initiation. Lots of nut related quests. So we find Maglio, and he has found a Moogle that is it seems to be in actual distress this time. Not just like, I lost my pebble or whatever. The Moogle he's found is like comatose on a rock, like laying on a rock, eyes closed, and he's like, I don't know if he's got knocked out or if he's napping. I'm like, that's fair. Could be either one. But the Moogle that he found he's got a little helmet. It's clear that he's like a palm guard, an actual palm guard. And so he's like, why don't you, Maglio asks us, like, can you ask him what is wrong? Like, what's up? Are you unconscious or are you napping, sir? So we go up and we're like, yo, are you okay? And this is so ridiculous. He's like, it almost was the end for me, Kupo. I should have wrote down his quotes because they're brilliant. Did you write down?
I did, yes.
Oh, okay.
So beyond that,
he's just clinging to life.
I was on patrol. I was caught unawares, and I was attacked. Maglio, you were attacked. By whom, Kupo? A tree. It was a tree.
This is like the SpongeBob episode. We all know this one. It's Ripped Pants. And SpongeBob realizes that his moment in the spotlight is waning because he's done the Ripped Pants joke one too many times. So he enters in a surfing contest. And at surfing contest, he rips his pants as part of the moves. Nobody's impressed anymore. So he pretends to drown. And the lifeguard runs over to SpongeBob as he's dying on the beach. And he's like, tell me, son. Tell me. What are your last words? Are you okay? Whatever. What do you need? What do you need? And SpongeBob looks up at him and he goes, I ripped my pants. And he jumps up and everyone's like, you son of a bitch. So that's kind of how I felt about our Moogle here.
I expected there to be a part 2 to this report because we have met Treants before in the zone. There were 3 that we killed who were around Alphino.
And you were like, where did these guys come from?
I guess we killed only 3 in the zone because Moglio doesn't know about the treants.
Yeah. This was probably just a dry branch that fell on him.
That seems to be the implication, or at least Moglio's
or he just
interpretation.
Wasn't paying attention. He was flying too quickly and just smacked his butt right into one. And, and that's Moglio's interpretation. Actually, it's like, we just have a clumsy Moogle here.
Anyway, our poor dying palm guard. My life is flashing before my eyes. If only I had brought more Kupo nuts.
Ah, there it is. You son of a bitch.
So we now go to our Kupo nut millionaire. We head back to
Mogzia.
Yeah, Mogzia. And we can take all the Kupo nuts we want for this palm guard too. This is the Moogle philanthropist.
Yeah, right? He is very generous with not a very big orchard of Kupo nut trees. So our life-saving pile of Kupo nuts in hand, we return, and Moglio has moved our friend to a new rock because literally the rock they were at before, 10 feet away, there's an Archaeosaur kind of staring him down. And Moglio's like, yeah, we had to move because there was an Archaeosaur getting real close. And the dying, quote unquote, Moogle was like, yeah, I was getting a little spicy there, so we had to move. I mean, we almost died. Oh, if only I had the Kupo nuts. And I'm like, they're so ridiculous. So we give him the Kupo nuts, and he is hale and whole and spinning around. What a miracle. Gosh. Wow. Okay. So now that he is saved, he says that we should, thank you. Moglio, you got something special there, sport. Let's go back to Moghome and speak to Captain Moglu. And Moglio is like, why would we want to speak to Captain Moglu? And our friend, does our friend have a name?
Our friend is the Palm Guard Moogle.
The Palm Guard Moogle. All right. He's like, well, you'll see. Gosh, I wonder what could be in store for us. So we return to Moghome, and we speak to Captain Moglu, who is a very big Moogle.
This is the second biggest Moogle we've ever seen.
Correct. The Chieftain being the biggest, obviously. Oh, King Moggle Mog is, well, he's peak, but Chief is huge. Captain is quite large. And he's...
That went right by Jen too, but that's okay.
What? Was this another D's Nuts joke or whatever?
No. Get your mind out of the gutter, Jen.
I can't. It's just nuts everywhere.
At any rate, so we're here with Moglu, the giant Moogle captain.
Of the Palm Guard.
Of the Palm Guard, yes. I thought that was implied by captain, but whatever.
Sure, yeah. I don't know. They have names.
Sure. Yeah, Moglu is his name. Anyway.
Like Chief Alchemist.
So he says, Moglio, you've been doing too much rescuing and putting yourself in too much danger. I forbid you from rescuing anyone else on your own. It's not safe. And Moglio is shocked.
No, why would you say that? And Moglu was like, well, because you're now going to be one of the Palm Guard. You'll never have to fight anything alone again. And he tells Moglio, like, the realness here about Moglio's character, which we have seen. Like, yeah, you're not very strong. You are one, like, splinter away from death at any moment because you're a little Moogle. However, what you have in spades is courage and gumption and passion. And, if we could have an entire fleet of you, we would be unstoppable. And I believe that. So he absolutely earned his place within the Palm Guard. And he just reacts in this just pure joy and a little dance. And he flies around in circles.
Even better than the time I ate 4 Kupo nuts at once.
Holy shit. That's crazy. That's amazing. It's huge. Now he's flying around in a circle and, his little butt swiggling around. It's just absolutely fucking adorable. Yeah. He's like, oh my God, this is the greatest. It's even better than the one time I had 4 Kupo nuts at once. Absolutely charming.
And that does it for our Churning Miss quest in general. Oh, but wait, there's more.
Honorable mention.
Yes.
There was a fate between the Zenith, Aetheryte, and Asa, where there is a palm guard. I don't know if it's a palm guard Moogle or just a Moogle who's doing like some Moglio type shit, who has kind of gone rogue and he's become like a nuisance. And he's picking on baby dragons constantly. And like the actual palm guard, they're like, you gotta stop. You gotta stop fighting baby dragons. So I only found this because I was running between the two areas like I did 15 times. And I saw that the actual thing I was supposed to fight was a Moogle called Magoosh. And he was fighting a tiny little baby dragon who was like, are we doing this again? And Magoosh was like, how about thee? On guard! And I'm like, Jesus Christ. So then I fought Magoosh, fought him down, and he's like, well, I guess I'll go, I don't know, plant some flowers or something.
I fought Magoosh.
23 Magoosh. So that was all.
Any other comments from you, Jen?
No.
Okay. Well, next time we are on to the Weaver quest in Heavensward.
Awesome.
So we will see you, Jen.
And that will do it for today's episode. Thank you all so much for listening. And Scaramagoosh, can you do that fandango? If you'd like to get in touch with us, you can at podreturnffxiv@gmail.com. We are on the Blue Sky at podreturnffxiv. Check our show notes for the Discord information. You can hop in there and probably make some friends, post your pets, post memes, join us for some group runs. It's a really awesome group of people, and we would love to have you. And last but not least, our Patreon, patreon.com/podreturnffxiv. For $1 a month, you get access to all the other stuff that we do. That includes the seasonal events at 14. We have episodes about the card game, the tabletop RPG, our Final Fantasy XI series, Vanity Elven Splainer is on there. That is ending very, very shortly here. We will be transitioning to a new series that is a surprise.
Ending this month.
Stay tuned. And with that, we hope you enjoyed the episode. Have a good day or night, and we will see you next time.